What's up, everybody? Attack on Anime back again with another one.
What's up?
So here today we're going to talk about a fairly new anime called Erased. Erased features a 29-year-old inspiring manga artist named Satoru Fujinama. He experiences this weird type of phenomenon called revival, where he noticed something life-threatening is happening and he has to go back to a certain point in his timeline and correct that mistake. And he'll stay within that timeline until the threat is either eliminated or it's corrected.
Yeah, he says he's usually thrown back between 1 and 5 minutes. And in the opening of the anime, when we're first introduced to this power, it's called Revival, and he's just riding his bike, and then you see this blue butterfly, and then it just snaps, and he's just like, okay, it just happened again, and you're just like, wait, what? And then he's just looking all around, and he's trying to find out what's different what's out of the normal, what's wrong. Something feels wrong, and I know it. I just have to find out what it is. And he sees the truck driver passed out, and he's just trying to wake up the truck driver before it hits this kid, and he saved the kid from being hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was what he was supposed to fix. So just stuff like that happens all the time. And when he goes back to his apartment, he notices someone's in his apartment, and he sees his mom in there, and she's just like, and this is after he came from the hospital because he got hit by the truck. But after he comes back home, his mom is just like, he's just like, why are you here? What are you doing? What? And she's just like, what? It's natural for a mother to worry about her son. So she's just like, and when he starts talking about, Mom, look for something that's wrong, because they're just out shopping,
mm-hmm.
and he's like, Mom, look for something that's wrong. And she's just like, you used to say the same thing when you were a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then he starts thinking back on this incident that happened in the 5th grade where a girl was kidnapped and murdered, and he blames himself for that for 2 reasons. One, he saw the girl, he was one of the last people to see the girl before she ended up dead. And he really blames himself for that. And he's also blamed himself because his close friend, who was older than him, named Yuki, was framed for the murder because he was always hanging around the playground, and he was much older than them. So they were just like, okay, dude in like his mid-20s or whatever, hanging around a bunch of kids. Obviously, he's the pedophile murderer. So they were just like, all right.
Nightmare on Elm Street classic.
Exactly. So they're just like, all right, this is quick, fast, and hurry, wrapped up. And Satoru is just like, Mom, he didn't do it. I know he didn't. This dude is too kind. He was always nice to me when everyone else wasn't. When everyone else ignored me or wouldn't talk to me, he was always nice to me. He encouraged me. He was like, he wasn't that type of dude. But he was framed and convicted, and Satoru never really forgave himself for that. And I feel like that's going to have to do with what this revival power is, because we don't know how he got it. We just know that he experiences it pretty frequently, and it just usually throws him back between 1 and 5 minutes.
But in the next episode, he actually goes back the furthest he's ever been, when it takes him back to 18 years. And basically, also in a parking lot, when Fujinama was Satoru, he was trying to tell his mom to look for something. She couldn't find anything wrong. They were scanning to see, because he saw the butterfly again. Oh, okay, what's happening? But they didn't find anybody. But the mom had noticed that she saw this little girl there, and she saw this mysterious figure, this kind of guy, like
guy with like sunglasses and a hat on.
Yeah, the typical pedophile creeper outfit or whatever. So she's like, wait, something must be up with him, because I saw him looking at me, and then we locked eyes with each other, and as soon as she noticed him, he decided to leave now. He started to get in his car and drive away. The mom was smart enough, wrote down the license plate, obviously. Yeah. So they go back to his apartment or whatever. They start talking more about the stuff that's happening, and I should have believed you then, and blah blah blah. Something must have been up. So anyway, at some point, Satoru goes back to work or whatever. Come to find out, the guy, I assume, who was watching his mom, comes to the apartment. She thinks that Satoru coming home early, but A few seconds later, she gets a knife in her back. She's trying to helplessly dial the police or alert Sadaru not to come home, but obviously it's too late. So anyway, Sadaru comes home from work, strolling into his apartment aimlessly, finds his mom just lying there in a pile of blood just on the floor. He's like, oh my God, what happened? So then a neighbor, I don't know who this lady is, just comes out of nowhere and just happens to see him on the floor with a pile of blood and his mom with a knife in her back. She assumes that he did it. So she calls the police on him, and then the police come. He's trying to explain to them, no, I didn't do it. And they're trying to arrest him. So then the little butterfly comes again, and then he goes into like a big revival moment. And it just flashes back to when he's 18 years back into the past.
And he's really caught off guard by this also, because he's like, it's never thrown me back this far. Like, it's never been thrown me back like an hour, but it threw me back 18 years. So he's just sitting there, like, he has to go through his normal life so he doesn't seem out of place, but he also has to try to figure out, okay, why am I here? Oh, 18 years ago, I have to stop that little girl from getting murdered.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much he's just like, but I don't remember what day exactly it happened. So he's just like, all right, so now I gotta try to blend in without seeming too awkward. And even when he's talking to his friends, they're like, kind of like, okay, he's acting a little bit different. Like,
right.
He would kind of say stuff, and then they'd be like, I thought we agreed not to do that. And he'd be like, oh, like, yeah,
I remember.
Like, he just like had to play it off. And when he's pursuing the girl, she's just like, I know you're faking. And I feel like, because he tries to be friends with, he's like, I want to be friends with you. And she's like, I know you're faking. But he even kind of picks up on that. He's just like, okay, she doesn't mean I'm trying to be her friend. I think she knows, like, I don't belong in this timeline, but he just doesn't know how she knows. So that kind of alludes to the fact that he may not be the only person with this revival power.
Mm-hmm.
She could also be a person with revival. And it just opens up the doors, and that's what we really like about this anime. It seems so fresh and new and interesting. It's such a heavy mystery behind it, because you don't know who the killer is. You don't know why this girl that got killed is like, she seems way more mature than she should for a 10-year-old. Like, exactly. The way she's talking, there are two kids in this anime that seem way too mature. One of them is not Sadaru, because you can understand why he's so mature, because he's 29 in a 10-year-old body. But his friend, I can't remember his name, I think it was Kenta or something, it was something like that. And this girl that got murdered, and she just seems like so out of place. Like, she seems like she knows way more than she's letting on. And Sadaru eventually goes back to the spot where he last saw her before she got murdered, in the park. And he goes up to her and he's like, I want to be your friend. I want to understand you. I want to just be my friend. And they do the whole like hand touch thing, and it just seems like they're really starting to connect, and it seems genuine and believable. And she's just like, oh my God, someone's like actually reaching out to me. She seems surprised by it. So I think that's why she was trying to throw him off at first, because people don't typically try to talk to her and be friends with her.
She doesn't open up a lot. She's actually being abused at home by her mother. You see like bruises all on her leg and stuff. There's obviously some problems going on at home that she's trying to escape. And that is why she used to go to the park at night and just kind of stare at the lake. She used to stay at the park after dark so she couldn't come home to her mom.
Yeah, so that's just, and these are in the first 2 episodes that have just been released as of the recording of this video. And this anime is already one of the best that has come out this anime season. I've watched a few other starts, which I'm going to do some anime recommendations on those too, to let you know what I like and what I don't like, and if you should go check it out or not. But this is one that I highly suggest that you check out. And this anime already, even within the first episode, like he said, they killed off his mom. Like, I know that's kind of a heavy spoiler if you haven't seen it yet, but like I said, you need to watch this anime.
Yes.
There's so much more to this anime that I feel like is going to be added.
It's fresh.
It's fresh, new, original. Like, it just has that mystery to where you can start speculating, all right, who do you think the murderer is? Like, I personally think that the murderer is the teacher.
It's the teacher.
The first teacher you see when Sadaru is thrown back 18 years and he goes to that class, because they kind of left the camera on him a little too long. Like, I was just like, okay, they're definitely hinting this teacher knows something. And when the mom was in the parking lot, she said, like,
I knew him from somewhere.
She said, I know him from somewhere. So who would she know better than a teacher at the school where her son goes to? So that's just, I know a lot of other reviewers have said that same theory, but that's just a strong theory that sticks because I don't believe that Yuki did it, because obviously that'd be too obvious of an answer. Like, okay, of course the guy who hangs around kids did it, but that's too obvious of an answer, and I feel like this anime is going to throw us for a loop. It may not even be the teacher, because they may expect everyone to assume it's the teacher, but maybe it's someone we haven't even seen yet, because this anime has so much more to go. I don't know how many episodes it's supposed to have, but I feel like that mystery that they're already building up is just so interesting and new and original that I'm just ready to delve into this anime. Like, I just want the next episode, like, now.
Exactly.
Like,
I feel like somebody's controlling the revival power.
yeah,
I feel like he has complete control of it when he wants to. I feel like someone else. I mean, that butterfly is just too convenient at the right time.
Yeah, like, look out for that blue butterfly. Because when I first saw it, I didn't think anything of it, but then it flashed forward, it flashed him back, and then it happened again later when he was in the parking lot with his mom, and I was like, okay, so I wasn't tweaking about that blue butterfly. I was just like, it's there, it means something, and I feel like by the end of the anime, once we get all the answers, I feel like we're just gonna be it feels like so rewarding, because it's like it's theories that can go on for days, because you could be like, the killer could be this person, the killer could be this person. I feel like once we see more and more episodes, we're gonna figure out like different things about different things about how the killer works, what his motives are, if he's got other victims. Maybe there are other victims that'll point more towards who it is. But I just feel like this anime has a lot of potential to it, and the animation isn't even like outstanding, but the story behind it is so compelling, and it's just like, it's easy to get into, it's easy to understand, it's not like over complicated, and it has that air of mystery to it, to where you can theory craft for days.
Exactly. And the most thing I like about it is it's just fresh and it's original, like we said before, and it draws you in automatically. It's like an action series without the so-called action yet. It just always, and it ends off with cliffhangers. It's like, okay, damn, now I have to watch the next episode.
Yeah.
So it just invites you like that. And it's just a great story to go along with so far, because who wouldn't want to go back in time and correct mistakes or life-altering changes? I know I would. So.
But yeah, guys, we highly encourage you to check out this anime. Even though we kind of said a few things that happened in the first 2 episodes, I still encourage you to go out and watch this anime, because this anime, like we said, it's new, original, like, it's captivating. It gets you into it because you just want to see the next episode, because you want to figure out, okay, where did his revival powers come from? Did he end up saving the girl that night? What is he gonna have to fix the whole 18 years up until when his mom was murdered in the apartment? What's the blue butterfly? Like, it's just so many questions that even if you see these things and we tell you, there's still more and more questions. Like, I just feel like this anime is going to be one of the best of the season.
Alright guys, well that's our review today for the first 2 episodes of A Race, and it just came out soon, so check it out. You're not too far behind. And that's it. Attack on Anime with another one. We're out.
Peace.